So let me tell you a bit about our FOCUS project. FOCUS is an acronym that stands essentially for the financing and reimbursement of curative therapies in the United States. FOCUS is trying to tackle a very good problem that we have. And the good problem is that science has advanced to the point where we now are developing drugs that can actually cure diseases, not just manage them. And fortunately, there are many of these coming in through the pipeline now. The challenge is how we're going to pay for them. So FOCUS is set up with an initial centering around gene therapies and durable oncology treatments to design new financial models that ensure timely delivery and access of these products to the right patients, make sure that they are affordable to payers, to make sure that incentives remain in place so that manufacturers continue to innovate. We do this through collaborative design exercises using our case-based methodology. We first design some models and then we refine them, pressure test them, refine them some more through quantitative modeling and simulation. Ultimately, we will catalyze real-world pilot projects with some of our implementation partners, and ultimately what we're trying to do is to develop scalable solutions. The other major project we have going on in New Digs now is our Wisdom project. The Wisdom project centers around an emerging reality in clinical development of drugs, which is that it's no longer good enough just to develop evidence that satisfy regulatory requirements for products to be approved for market use. It's increasingly the case that success of clinical development is going to require that we demonstrate value. And value is defined differently by payers, by providers, and by patients. So the Wisdom project is about developing a new methodology for prospectively planning the evidence to be generated across the entire life cycle of a product, but doing it in a way that I think of as moving from right to left instead of from left to right. That is, the science evolves from left to right. The evidence needs to be planned from right to left. That means bringing the downstream decision makers, the payers, the providers, and the patients into the upstream R&D planning and planning what evidence is going to be generated when in order to reduce risk and uncertainty associated with value. So in this model of Wisdom, value is not an afterthought. You don't first begin by getting regulatory approval and then you think about how to demonstrate value. We get all the stakeholders together earlier in the life cycle to think together about how to develop an integrated approach to evidence generation that will reduce risk and uncertainty over the life cycle of the product. The Wisdom project, in the course of the planning of the evidence, also looks at issues like real-world data and how we use real-world data in the context of evidence generation, and how we drive meaningful value for patients from real-world data. We are also looking at artificial intelligence, and we're even evaluating technologies like blockchain technology and its potential role in data sharing and data integration, which is a very important part of how we both plan and produce evidence across the life cycle of a product.